Evening all. My koikichi.com website and my ericponfilters.com website will soon be linked together under the koikichi.com banner. The koikichi.com website stated previously that the hobby of koi keeping should be split into three parts, namely the pond, the koi and the keeping. On the new Koikichi website soon to come, but it's quite a lengthy process, it will be split into four parts, namely the pond, the filter, the koi and the keeping. I have prepared some opening texts for the filter because all other three already have opening texts, and will read them to you in advance right now, as there appears to be some confusion regarding my filter systems. So here goes. This next part is in inverted commas. I'm Peter Waddington, and I'd like to welcome anyone who is interested in pond filters to visit and read this page. If you have not heard my name before, please join the queue, because there are many others who have no idea as to whom I am. I started to keep koi back in 1972, and I'm still keeping koi today. I'm fully aware that the subject of pond filtration is by far the most discussed subject in the hobby we all know as koi keeping. In 1978, I began to design, produce and market various kinds of pond filters. In fact, most of my designs did not reach my full expectations of them, although many others still continue to emulate some today. After returning to my drawing board to see yet another blank sheet of paper for so many times, I still continued my quest to design and produce the perfect fish pond filter. Moving on. After 18 more years of useless designs, I did actually come up with the perfect design. Although I didn't realize it at the time, and it was to take me many more years before I did. In 1986, I did come up with the perfect design. And because it was the cheapest filter I had for sale, I foolishly gave it the name of the budget filter. And that was a very big mistake to make on my part. Despite the mistake, my budget filter soon outsold all my other filter systems designs of the day. And in 1995, I even gave it much detailed space in my first koi book named Koikichi. The reasons my budget filter was so cheap is because it was a narrow and shallow flat-bottomed box that was simple to make in glass fibre, although it was 9 feet long and had to be reinforced with 3-inch by 3-inch timbers to prevent it bowing but it was also the first horizontal flow filter design in the world. Furthermore, my budget filter never produced a single complaint from the owners. In fact, only letters of praise were received from the owners. And that's when I finally realized that my design was a potential winner. When I started to closely analyze my budget filter some years later, I looked for its faults, and there were many. And yet the filter continued to sell. Putting these faults to right took me much longer than expected. But in 2009, my budget filter was renamed and launched as the Eric filter, Eric being the anagram of Endless River in Concrete. Sadly, a concrete outer was not as economical as I first thought. So I changed the box material to polypropylene in order to be able to transport them intact. I also launched my ericpondfilters.com website in late 2009 and openly stated that my Eric filter was the best pond filter that money could buy. I started to use an Eric filter on my own 17,500 gallon koi pond in 2011 and carefully monitored it for several years to find there were still several improvements that could be made, such as making it much smaller and using ball valves instead of standpipes. In late 2016, my Eric filter was now renamed as my Epic filter. And today there are only two models to choose from. One is the Epic Compact filter that handles pond water volumes up to 1,440 gallons, and the other is the Epic filter that's been perfectly coping with my own 17,500 gallon koi pond since then. Having my own koi pond has been a tremendous advantage to me because if anyone wishes to see my filters before they buy, they can pay me a visit, ask me any questions they wish to ask me, and I will demonstrate just how quick and simple they are to maintain. I now have satisfied owners in most parts of the world: England, Scotland, Ireland, Ayr, Wales, France, Denmark, Spain, Norway, Malaysia, USA, Canada, Philippines, Singapore, Kuwait, and Germany. I even offer owners a no-quibble cashback guarantee with my filters, as opposed to the standard repair or replacement warranty. This shows my total confidence in my filters, and they still remain to be the best standalone pond filters that money can buy. Here are a few details. I carry no stocks of my filters, and each one is made to order. Assembly times can vary, but these will be clearly pointed out before you make your order. All filters are supplied with a lid and can be either gravity fed or pump fed. Furthermore, it is extremely rare that you'll find second-hand versions of my filters for sale. Presumably that's because the existing owners wish to keep them. Moving on to technical details. The Epic Compact filter weighs 11 kilos, length 70 centimeters, width 34 centimeters and depth 37 centimeters. The Epic filter weighs 50 kilos, length 82 centimeters, width 53 centimeters and depth 62 centimeters. Moving on to price details. The Epic Compact filter costs £500 plus delivery, and the Epic filter costs £1,185 plus delivery. Prices are firm, and you will never see my filters for sale at wholesalers or at any koi outlet. They are only available through this website, or you can email me direct at infilkoi@gmail.com. I'll spell that for you. N for Norman, F for Freddy, ILKOI. That should read infilkoi@gmail.com. Lastly, the payment details. You can make payment by bank transfer or by PayPal. Thanks for listening, and that's all for today.